Living Mastery course. I'm reading, one moment. Get my light on. There. Oops. Cameras. Oh my lord. Okay, I'm a little crooked. Okay. Hello. Sorry. I am reading from a couple books that I wrote. Exiting the Matrix, Empowered Living Mastery, and the Personality Workbook. I wrote these after, it's a long story, but this is week 4, day 4, so I have already explained what, why, and who it's for. This is my Eternal Future, my autobiography that I wrote in 2015, which helped me process a whole bunch of traumatic things that happened in my life. And I am just getting set up a little bit. And there, now I can see. I would like to hear your comments. I have also self-sabotaged myself in the past too. So, right now I'm going to get into, let's see, this week is the mental core dimension. So this week I talked about neuroplasticity, how to protect your brain, how things to do to exercise your brain so that your brain gets fully developed sooner than later. I talked about mindfulness and meditation, different exploration of the mental core aspect, and how to break free. So today I'm going to be going over the assignments that are in this chapter. So before I get started in the reading, basically there are links below where you can access this entire course for free on my website, and follow along, go ahead, move ahead. And if you haven't watched the last 4 weeks, there's lots of content there, and they're all bits and pieces of the puzzle that help me heal myself from major depression, post-traumatic stress, panic attacks, low self-esteem, living in fear, limiting beliefs, all that. So it's a journey. This is a journey. So if you're just joining us now, it's important to see the whole picture. Next week we're going to be getting into the emotional core dimension, which is probably the hardest one, because we're not really taught how to regulate our emotions in society. So just want to give everybody a hug, no matter where you're at in the world. And I know that there's a lot of things that are going on in the world, and I'm holding space for you as you navigate your choices in life. And I pray that peace comes swiftly. So, also there's, in the links, there's a it's called a core self-inventory, and it's a tool that you can use to identify how you feel about yourself in this moment, and then it gives you some practical guidance. There's a link below to join the inner circle. There's an inner circle for 30 people to be like every Thursday after this session. We would go straight over to Patreon and have more intimate and a secure space without distractions and more structured. And then I just added a group for 10 women for a sacred women's circle. If you're interested in that, that's on Patreon too. If you follow the link to Patreon, you'll see all the groups. And I'm going to create one for men too, probably tonight. And if you want personalized support, I'm not a therapist. I'm a loving grandmother and mother who cares about what's happening in the world, especially because our educational system has not provided the information that we need for personal success and health in many ways. And so there's another group or another link below that is for the Facebook group for the Exiting the Matrix course. And that link is below. And if you want to support my mission and what I'm doing to help others, there's also a link for that too. And so here's your reminder to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Share not only on social media, but share things that you're learning with people that you love so that it can ripple out to the world. So I'm going to read the comments and see if I have trauma and always self-sabotage myself. Hello. Welcome. Nice. What's the best way to quit cocaine? That's a deep topic. You have to hit rock bottom, maybe even almost dying, and have the reason you're doing it spit in your face. When you see that reality, you quit. That's a good... Thank you. Those are not easy to answer kind of questions. You have to be determined to quit anything, and I believe it's 21 days that to like change a habit. So that would be a whole hour and a half discussion talking about that. Thank you for your input. Did I start doing live streams because of loneliness? No, I've actually been wanting to do this for a couple of years, so sorry for the delay, but I just wanted to get it out there, because when you're sharing, like I've been marketing this on Facebook since 2019, and it hasn't really gotten anywhere. I did create it into a rehabilitation program for inmates, and that didn't work out either. So I'm just getting the information out that I poured my heart and love into. So I'm going to get on with this. It's the mental core assignments. We're on page 101. There's 365 pages. So, assignment number 1 is to journal Read the following questions and journal about how you feel about your mental health. Get to the core of why you feel the way you do. It can help you identify issues that you would like to resolve within yourself. What experiences in your life changed your perspective on your mental core dimension? Did something impact your brain's abilities? What do you think about the changes or lack of changes? Can you identify how you have been affected by societal expectations and how it has impacted your life? Has your belief system served you well? Thank you. So assignment 2 is a continuation of this book. This is packed full of questions to help you understand how your personality was developed, which happens in the first 5 years of life for the most part, and then everything after that kind of cements it. So this is just asking you to think about different things. And so, what is your gender? Masculine, feminine, androgynous? Do you like your gender? Yes or no? Why or why not? Are you discriminated against or oppressed because of your gender? Yes or no? Why or why not? Are you discriminated? What is your religion? Do you like your religion? Yes or no? Why or why not? Are you discriminated against or oppressed because of your religion? Yes or no? Why or why not? What are your political views? Do you like your political views? Yes and no? Why or why not? Are you discriminated against or oppressed because of your political views? Yes or no? Why or why not? Are you discriminated against or oppressed in another way not mentioned here? Yes or no? Please describe. Intellect. This is assignment number 3. Read and answer the following questions. I'd love to get your feedback, and I will look at the questions in a minute after I'm done reading. It's not going to be that much longer. The definition of intellect. The theory of multiple intelligences was proposed by Howard Gardner in 1983 to define the concept of intelligence more accurately and to address the question whether methods which claim to measure intelligence are truly scientific. Gardner's theory argues that intelligence, particularly as it is traditionally defined, does not sufficiently encompass the wide variety of abilities humans display. In his conception, a child who masters multiplication easily is not necessarily more intelligent overall than a child who struggles to do so. The second child may be stronger in another kind of intelligence and therefore may best learn the given material through a different approach, may excel in a field outside of mathematics, or may even be looking at the multiplication process as at a fundamentally deeper level, which can result in a seeming slowness that hides a mathematical intelligence that is potentially higher than that of a child who easily memorizes the multiplication table. So there's just different, we learn different, we have our own learning abilities, and our society likes to put everybody in a box, oh, you're 7 years old and you can't do this, and you're 7 years old and you can, and they kind of glorify the one that can, they're smarter, but they're not looking at the whole picture, because we're all so unique. We learn differently at different stages. According to multiple intelligence theory, there are 8 basic types of intelligence. Visual spatial, verbal linguistic language, logical mathematical, bodily kinesthetic body movement, musical and rhythmic, interpersonal self, intrapersonal social, and naturalistic nature. Review or research each of these types of intelligences and take this test to find your strengths. So there's a website that's in the book that you can get on the, let's see if I can copy this. I'm going to try to do this. Copy. I'm going to put it in the chat. Yeah. So this link, you can take it, click on practice at the bottom of the page to see how you could be more engaged in the multiple intelligence learning processes. Yeah. So that link, you take that, you can find out what your strengths are, how you learn. Did this exercise help you understand your intelligence strengths better? Which area of intelligence was your strongest? Are you surprised? Yes or no? Which strength do you want to improve in? Meditate on reasons for your scores. What early influences, education, personal interests, etc. impact your learning levels? Write down practical ways that you can improve your learning style. Good morning. Hello. Welcome. So, we are also making collages. I already made one, so I guess I could make one for this, but I did make one already. But it says, what makes you you? This is assignment number 4. Every week, gather photos, words, and pictures that portray who you are as a person as it pertains to the mental core dimension, which is your brain, your learning, your imagination, everything that has to do with your brain. Use words in the word list and in your journaling to help you brainstorm different ideas. Either add the images as you go or save them to create the collage after you've completed each chapter. And number 5, how was your experience doing the assignments in this lesson? What did you appreciate from this lesson? How could this lesson be improved? Did you think something was missing? What did you learn, or what will you change about yourself? And then assignment number 6 is to connect and share. Is there anything you could share that could help someone else? Share what you're learning with people in your life. Join and contribute to the Exiting the Matrix Facebook group. So share information and or get support from others in the community. I share things in the Facebook group pretty regularly when I find things that are encouraging. You know, when I see someone doing something good in the world, I share it. It's progressive. It's like not stuck in our 3D world mentality. Welcome from Portugal. I was a baddie. I'm still a baddie, huh? Welcome. Exactly. I agree. Only ever respect the opinion of someone who you respect. Yes. Took me a while to realize that one with somebody that was not respectful to me. Like, why did I even care what this person was thinking? So, what's a town in Germany? Portugal is not in Germany. Oh, is an overseas state. What if you have borderline personality disorder? Well, they like to label people. What do I have to say about that? Hello, welcome. So, when I was going through all my stuff, I was like, I have borderline. blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, you don't have that, da, da, da. And when they diagnose you, they ask you a bunch of questions. I had access, at one point, I had access to all of the, what is it called, the I can't think of what it's called, but it's the thing that they, like, diagnose you with. Okay, so they're like, okay, does this exist? Does this exist? Does this exist? And then the therapist will click yes, and then it will open up a new thing. Okay, well then this, and then that. It literally for insurance purposes, period. I mean, I wish that the mental health industry actually cared about people. They want to put you on medication. They don't actually want to teach you how to heal yourself, because that's what I did, and that's the whole passion behind this whole course. This whole course is based on the fact that I healed myself from a lot of shit, and I had major depression. I will never have major depression again. Having someone to talk to and vent to, that's great. That can be a therapist, but you can do that with a friend or a trusted mentor or a family member that you respect, you know? Cheated on what tests? I am in Florida. Right? Is this channel subliminal? I exist in a higher frequency. And I'm at peace. They never tested me for it. Thank you. I mean, I'm not crazy. I'm not a nutcase. I am actually a really loving person who poured all of my heart into knowledge for other people so that they can heal. No, I believe that you can, everyone has the capacity to raise their vibration. And next week is the emotional core dimension, and that's when I'm going to get into how to do it. Because Miss Ayla Love, miss.ayla.love is my Instagram. Yep, I went to therapy for a while in 2008. 2009, I had a grand mal seizure from Wellbutrin, 350 milligrams. The only thing I got out of therapy was them explaining, they did an exercise with me in a group with DBT. I do think DBT is a beneficial thing to do if you have emotional dysregulation. But if you're in emotion mind only, like, you can't even access logic. And if you're only in logical mind, you can't be emotional. So there's this balance that you have to find between the two. And that exercise is, I believe it's in the course, online. Thank you. I do offer one-on-one. There's a link below to get access. I don't think you saw my book at the library. I don't have it in the library. Kevin. Okay, thank you. Sister. I am like your sister. I am a caring person, not just someone to look at. She's been blessed enough. Has anyone been blessed enough? I don't think so. And how do you know what my blessings are? What? Enough weirdness. Yes. So, we are all brothers and sisters on this earth. Absolutely. One race. I always say this to people. I'm like, racism is actually oppression and judgment upon anybody for any reason. Like, it could be age, it could be religion, it could be skin color, but racism involves all of that. There's a different word for it if you are discriminating against somebody for the color of their skin. I think it's ethnocentrism, but when I looked that up, I wasn't sure if that was it. But we are one human race. Has anyone done the quiz that I put in the chat? I like all people. We're all brothers, sisters of God. Yep. I have a whole diversity appreciation TEDx talk that I'm working on. Because it's crazy. There's so much diversity in the world. Do you know how many different kinds of oranges there are? Anybody? How many oranges are there without looking it up? 40. 40 different kinds of oranges. Yet, how many different ethnicities are there? Do you know how many religions there are? Over 4,000. There's so much diversity on this planet, so it's like, what is going on with this whole, separation because of skin color? How about just appreciate the beauty in all ethnicities? Okay. I don't look a day over 50. It is one God in heaven, friends. So, has anyone in here watched all the videos for this course? Or is this your first time here? Has anyone watched the videos for this week? First time here? Okay. Thank you. Nice. Okay, nice. Welcome. Alright, thank you for sharing. Nice. I keep popping up into your your reels. Nice. Nice. I need to improve. Need to sing more. That is a goal. Thank you. Why does it matter how old I am to you? Does it matter? I'm a grandma. My granddaughter's 17. One of them. What kind of music am I into? I listen to dubstep. And the divas. I listen to the divas. I'm not 21. I have a granddaughter that's 17. So I actually have a bunch of links below. Like if you want to join the Exiting the Matrix Facebook group, you want to do the core self inventory, you want to join a smaller group so that it's structured and can help you more personally. Let's see. There's also a link to support my mission in being able to do these transmissions. And hello. Ooh, when did you go down the spiritual route that gave you the awakening? So, in 2009, my son came home. This I have already said in one of the previous videos, but I will say it again. So, in 2009, my son, he was like 5 or 7, I don't remember. But he was coming home from his father, because I was raised Jehovah's Witness and I left the religion. So he came home and he's like, "You're gonna die at Armageddon." And so I don't really remember like being highly upset about it. It was more like I just decided to like pray and like to the God I've been praying to my entire life. And I surrendered and I was just like, "Who are you? What is your name?" Da da da. Like I just like surrendered. And all of a sudden I was filled with this bright light inside my body. And I was glowing and my body was rejuvenated. And then I got downloads. That's what it felt like. And then I had a vision of a throne with 2 kings, or a king and then 2 angels. And there were no words. It was like love and acceptance. And so from that moment on, like I was filled with Holy Spirit. And then I just never doubted my personal relationship with God from that moment on. No one can dictate your relationship with God or whatever. See this? My eternal future. I'm gonna change the name to My Eternal Future is None of Your Effing Business. Yeah, I'm a comedian. So when after the Holy Spirit, like I was like, oh, I was filled with Holy Spirit. And so from there, I started like doing research on, okay, because in the scientific method, like if you go to school for I went to school for psychology, so they taught me the scientific method, which is by proving something is true, you prove it's false. You try to prove it's false. So basically, I'm like, okay, if it wasn't Holy Spirit, then what was it? So I started doing research on meditation, and I learned about transcendental meditation. I learned about Reiki. I learned about the Nirvana, the Kundalini awakening, the chakra, the crown chakra. It's like all of these different religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, they all have the same thing in common, and that is the light. So that was the beginning of my spiritual exploration, because it was out of this world, you know. And then I also learned about how sometimes you can have an out-of-body experience, or like a near-death experience, and it's similar. It sounds very similar. So, you know, it was very interesting. But actually, that's when I created the core self-inventory, which is the foundation for this. Because at the time, I was raising 5 children. My daughter had a baby, and I had a stillborn. So I was like, and dealing with a narcissistic ex-husband. So it was a lot of stuff that I was dealing with. And so yeah, our brain is so powerful. Was this in your 30s? Curious. A lot of people tend to seek a higher sense of meaning around this age. I was like, let's see, in 2009, I don't remember how old I was. 2026 minus 2009. Oops. Never mind, I hate math. I'm a writer. I'm not a big mathematician, even though everything is numbers. I can show you how to find the percentage to give your waitress. Very easy. Yeah, let's see, if Austin was, yeah, somewhere around 35 or something. I see 127 all the time. That's my birthday. I either see 127, or I see 1127, or I just see that a lot. Worst thing is Jehovah's Witness. They're foolish. All say they're going to gates to heaven. They don't say that. They believe that Armageddon's going to come and wipe out everybody except them. And then they're going to have the earth to restore it. That's what they believe. And that the 144,000 are the ones that are going to rule with Christ over the earth. So, yeah, I was a Jehovah's Witness from birth until I rebelled when I was 15, and then went back when I was 24, and then I was in it for 13 years. Very dedicated, studying the Bible every day. they don't believe everyone's going to heaven. 2033, they think that. Guess what? Jehovah's Witnesses are really widely known for declaring when the end is going to come. When the Bible says, no one knows the day or hour. So, but yeah, they're crazy. They can be. Hello, welcome. We have been just chit-chatting. And so we did the spiritual core dimension 2 weeks ago. And basically, there are 4,000 or more religions on the earth. And so, for anyone to say, I have the true religion and you don't, I mean, the number of religions is only getting larger. But of course, everybody, or whatever, there's people who are like, this is it, this is the truth. And I already went down that, I've already been raised in a religion that's like that, so I'm over it. People can believe what they want to believe, and I'm going to love you either way. Just be kind to others, be kind to the earth, be kind to yourself. I don't even believe in hell. In fact, hey Siri, what's the definition of hell? If she says. A place regarded in various religions as spiritual realm. No. See all different definitions. No. So, this, you could be watching me, like, learning. Because I was raised to believe that hell meant the ground. Okay, here's Merriam, Merriam-Webster. So, yes, it has one as another world in which the dead continue to exist. Okay. A place or state of misery, torment, or wickedness. I want to get to the original meaning. Nope. What's good on my side of the map? Siri doesn't know what hell is. You can ask it to look up a definition, and then it pulls it up. Sheol. Yeah, there is something with that word, hell. The word hell has taken a long, twisty walk through languages and cultures, and it didn't start out as a cosmic torture chamber. At its root, hell simply meant that which is hidden or to cover. In Old English, hell or hell came from the Proto-Germanic, whatever that word is, meaning a concealed place. Same family as the word helmet, something that covers the head. Nothing fiery, nothing moral, just hidden. If you zoom out across cultures, you see parallel ideas. In Norse tradition, hell was both a goddess and a realm. It wasn't punishment. It was the quiet, shadowed place of the dead, especially those who didn't die in battle. Cold, dim, inevitable. More like a cosmic waiting room than a dungeon. In Hebrew, the word often translated as hell is Sheol. Sheol meant the grave or the pit. Everyone went there. Good, bad, heroic, boring. It was about death and concealment, not judgment. Yeah. So, no, it's not. It's just a grave. Hell is just a grave. That's all it is. It's the religionists who want to perpetuate shame and guilt and fear among human beings. I am in Florida. I grew up in Minnesota. And now I live in Florida. How about the JWs throwing each other under the bus to be one of the 144,000? According to the Jehovah's Witnesses, though the 444,000 were already chosen when I was a kid. Now, they are not, in my opinion, the only group of people who have a direct connection to Source, God, whatever. So, they change their beliefs. So, there's a lot of good that Jehovah's Witnesses do, like public speaking, having confidence. Like I learned a lot of valuable skills, but some of the beliefs are just like, no, I don't believe that anymore. I'm glad your dreams are coming true. I am actually shunned right now, and I could tell you that story. Let's see, what was I going to say? Do you believe in having a group of friends as you get older, or does it fade to family as the years go? I don't think there's rules on that. I think that's a personal decision. Do you want friends? Find friends. You want to hang out with your family? Hang out with your family. I prefer to hang around people who have higher energy, like kindness and love and peace. So that's more what I dictate, the energy of the people I'm around, of who I will associate with. The word church actually means the congregation, not the building. And 1 Corinthians 3:16 says that you are the temple of God and His Spirit dwells in you. So, I don't go to church. Yeah, we are the church. Where two or more are gathered in His name, His Spirit dwells. Yes, meditating is so important. So important. That's nice. I am actually really enjoying doing these lives. Church is the earth, and we need no middleman to get to God. I agree. You're right. So it's interesting how this topic tonight was about mental core, the mental core dimension, but we always come to spirituality. Seems like, which is fine. Religion is a vehicle to exercise faith. Can be. I'm not religious at all. So how is everyone doing? YouTube Live is becoming a window into each other's lives. It's taken off. I've actually heard that the income from doing YouTube Lives has decreased a lot. I haven't made any money on YouTube. I mean, I've only been doing this for 4 weeks. So, I don't know. I haven't reached the minimum watch time. Yes. What a time to be alive. Watching the unfolding of all of the things. Hello. I have created some containers for some spaces for 10 women on Patreon, and there's a link below. Go to the one that says Inner Circle, and then I have multiple different groups. Peace, I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. I love everyone that has good actions. Evil people stay far away from me. You're happy. Right? And you can like set the intention and like, yes, you cannot enter my field. No one actually knows when Christ was born. We could... It was not December 25th. Does anyone have any questions about mental health? Mental, not emotional health, like mental, like, wow, we got lots of comments on here. My outfit looks goofy. Congratulations. Hello. Hello. What am I doing in the what? What would you guys like me to talk about? Because I'll stay in here and talk. I am Irish Norwegian. My maiden name is O'Connor. So, yeah. I'm not Russian. However, I have 3 children that are Russian. Half Russian. I am healthy. I look like trouble. Oh my god, I've been told that before. I'm like, what does that mean? I look like trouble. I look like you're gonna get into trouble because you have a girlfriend. Maybe you should leave me alone. You're projecting. Hello? I am divorced. Happily. I got bad girl vibes. I do not. Dangerous. So, you are, yeah. So I'm not sure if you guys want me to talk, because that's what this is supposed to be. Ask me a question. What question? Was innocent. How am I? I'm okay. I just don't think whether I'm ticklish has anything to do with the important topic that I'm actually on live for. So, that's reserved for intimate people. Thank you. I have 2 daughters. So, do I love astronomy? Where are you on live? Well, I already read from this book and this book this week. And so we were talking about neuroplasticity, which is being able to rewire your thoughts. That was in yesterday and the day before. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I was alone on my birthday just as well. And sometimes that solitude is good for you. Just out of curiosity, how young would you date, or are you over it now? I don't have a job. Bet your bottom dollar that it's tomorrow. My birthday was January 27th. I do like astronomy. Astrology. Wait, astronomy. Yeah, I like sky, the stars and... What's your name, Sahib? What is my philosophy about life? Sahil? Well, I wish you a happy birthday, and thank you for joining us. My philosophy on life? The age of Aquarius. Do you know anything about that? I mean, it's utopian. I'm like along the lines of the Beatles and the song. They're like, no borders, no religion. Just people on the earth caring for each other and making the world a beautiful place to live, and everybody has what they need. So, I mean, my philosophy on life, that's a big question. There's a lot that I could talk about, because I have 5 children. So I had my first child when I was 18 or 19, and that was too young. Brain's not even fully developed, and if you don't have the knowledge that's in this book, I wouldn't. But so I'm going to end this now, because we're not really talking about anything in particular. So, thank you for joining me for the Exiting the Matrix Empowered Living Mastery course. Today was the reading of the mental core assignments. So we're on week 4. This is the last day. So if you haven't, go back and watch everything up to today. They're all probably a half an hour, maybe an hour. Next week, I will be getting into the emotional core dimension, talking about emotional quotient, and then Tuesday will be emotional balance and validation. So lots to dive into next week. Thank you. I am happy that you are all here, and I will see you on Monday, 7 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. Have a blessed night.